Research Study Critique Number 2, The Wiki Way of Learning by Mandy Burdette. The purpose of this study was to show that the use of wikis in a learning environment involves a different way of thinking, learning, and knowing. It specifically targeted the idea that wikis foster collaboration. The participants of this study were 58 postgraduate students and 28 undergraduate students, which made up two groups who were both enrolled in a mobile workforce technologies course. The participants collaboratively researched, then created a textbook for the course on a wiki in place of a traditional textbook for the course. The study was conducted at Griffith University over a 15-week semester. There were two research methods used: wiki content and student reflections. The wiki content was categorized by wiki features, which were the shout box, comments, creating pages, and editing pages features. The student reflections gave students an opportunity to express their own insights about learning and the use of technology to enhance it. The reflections were answered by open-ended questions. The results from the wiki content were divided up into interactive features and knowledge creation features. The interactive features were the shout box and comments. The shout box was a live instant messaging tool, and the comments were available to make comments on already created work. A higher average of postgraduate students used the shout box feature, and a higher average of undergraduate students used the commenting feature. The knowledge creation feature was made up of creating pages and editing pages. A higher average of undergraduate students created pages, however, a much higher average of postgraduate students edited pages. The results from the student reflections yielded positive results as well as some drawbacks and limitations. The positives showed the ability to transfer knowledge of wikis to their workplace, created a sense of community among students where it was easy to collaborate. Some drawbacks mentioned was the initial hesitation of using a wiki, as well as having to change the learning environment. Also, there was a fear mentioned of someone copying their work. The implications of this study were that wikis foster collaboration. Students' perceptions shifted to allow a new way of thinking, learning, and knowing. Wikis also allow a transfer of knowledge to students' work environment, and they provide multiple ways to learn and build content. The limitations of this study was the inability to measure how deeply held students' perceptions were of learning outside of the traditional classroom. Also, there was no previous data available to compare the current data with. Further research was mentioned on implementing the way of learning into more traditional classrooms. I felt that the literature review seemed to stretch across the article, which caused a little confusion about the difference between what was actually researched and what was actually found in the study. The language was adequate for the intended audience, however, it was hard to comprehend if you are not familiar with educational technology, theory, or language. In conclusion, wikis foster collaboration. They involve a different way of thinking, learning, and knowing, as opposed to the traditional classroom, and the shifting of perceptions is possible to allow new learning to take place. This collaborative, engaging type of learning should be implemented in more traditional learning environments.